Well, hello, and welcome back to the Chamber Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Foster Garrett, Director of Marketing and Events for the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome. Let me just tell you what's going on. So every week I interview a different chamber member to find out what they do and why they do it, recorded right here in beautiful Bedford, Virginia, broadcasting on Grove Street FM, and brought to you by Media Squatch. But before we get to the actual podcast, I do want to tell you about some of our upcoming chamber events because we have a lot to close out the year. And I'm super excited because we're already planning for 2025. And it's such a good time. I'm so excited. But next week on November 6th, we actually have a lunch and learn with our friends with Fortress Foundation Solutions. We'll be there from 11:30 to 1. That's that Wednesday, and lunch is provided. This is a free event open to members and non-members. So if you want to just come out and just meet other people that are living and working in the Bedford area and want to learn more about how to keep an eye on your structural safety of your business or your home or any type of property that you own or may interact with, this is a great way to do that. We love doing lunch and learns with our members. It's always a great networking opportunity. And the things you learn, you never really think are going to be that interesting until you're in the moment. Everybody has such great information for everyone, whether it be for your professional knowledge or just for personal. We also have a workshop coming up, one of our SMART sessions, which is our educational series, and that will be taking place right here at Media Squatch. It's our second SMART marketing event. We've done another one this year that was kind of an intro for people that don't really have a marketing budget or don't know really where to start. But this one is for people that maybe do have more of a budget and maybe have a little bit more information and would like to start getting more knowledge or starting out with buying media ads. So Woody does this for a living. Next week, Woody, I'm putting you on the spot and you're going to have to talk about this yourself. He's giving me a thumbs up. Right on. So that is November 14th, and we'll be here at Media Squatch from 8 to 9:30. So go ahead and RSVP about both of those events. You can find all of our events on bedfordareachamber.com. We have a full calendar that has programming from us and from our members. And this is usually where I go ahead and introduce our guests, but today I have to introduce somebody else who's joined me today. I've actually been joined by Jennifer Rickman with Central Bedford Memorial Hospital, and she is one of our ambassadors. So we are going to be co-hosting today. Jennifer, good morning.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here for my first time. I am, as Foster said, I work in Bedford. I also live in Bedford, and I am excited to be an ambassador for the chamber. And I'm excited to be here with Emerson Creek Pottery. The last time I went to Emerson Creek Pottery was probably 20 years ago. So I'm excited to hear all about anything new that they have. And
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to have you here. I love seeing you at all of our programming, and it's been a joy having you part of the ambassador group this year.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Good. Well, without further ado, like Jennifer has hinted at, we are joined by somebody with Emerson Creek Pottery. Welcome to the podcast, Teresa Davis.
Thanks for having me here. I'm excited to talk with you and with Jennifer this morning about what we have going on at Emerson Creek.
Awesome. Well, before we kind of dive into the new things, can you just give us a little bit of an overview of Emerson Creek and also a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I guess I'll start with myself.
Yeah.
I am not from Bedford County. I'm actually from Franklin County. I don't live there any longer. And I do live in Appomattox now, but I work with Emerson Creek doing their marketing. And it's been a wonderful joy to be joining them. I've been with them for over a year now.
Nice.
I've got about 25 years of experience in communications and journalism and marketing. And it's what I do. I just love it.
Wonderful. That's actually it's really cool to have people on the podcast that have a background that's kind of similar to mine.
Yeah,
I don't have that much experience, but the reason that I like marketing is because I started out doing journalism.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
And I mean, journalism is kind of dying now, but I'm still able to tell my story,
That's
other
right.
people's stories.
I don't think journalism is dying. I think it's changing to things like podcast and online stories versus in print.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Emerson Creek, of course, has been around since the 1970s. And we offer all kinds of things from bakeware to dinnerware and flower pots. And well, I'm sure we'll get into more of that later.
Yes. Like Jennifer said, I think Emerson Creek is a staple Bedford business.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Seriously.
I appreciate that. So Emerson Creek actually started in the 1970s, and it was started by two potters in Massachusetts. It was started in a historic home called the Emerson House, and it was named after Ralph Waldo Emerson's family. And right next to the house was a lovely creek, and that's where Emerson Creek Pottery got its name. And in around 1977, the original wood-fired kiln that was up north was taken apart and delivered piece by piece down here to Bedford County, which is, where our current location is.
Oh, wow.
That is really cool.
That is.
And I'm sure that was like a very expensive process too.
I'm sure. I wasn't around then. So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I had no idea that Emerson Creek started up in Massachusetts.
Yep.
That's
for the first few years. And we've been here since 1977. So like you said, it is sort of a staple in Bedford County. Yeah, absolutely.
And how much has Emerson Creek grown since then?
That's a great question. So today, one of the original potters, whose name is Jim Levitt, and his adult children, they lead a team of 6 artisans who skillfully craft each piece of pottery. And together, our team has actually shipped pottery pieces to all 50 states and overseas as well. Cool. Not only do the artisans make and sell the pottery designs that are created by Jim, but we also do contract work for other businesses like King Arthur Flour, if you're familiar with them, as well as exclusive designs for nationally recognized places such as Monticello and Shenandoah National Park.
That is super cool. I've seen some of the designs that, like the Smith Mountain Lake designs, and different things like that. But it's so cool to have such like a large amount of products created by 6 artisans.
Yeah. Yes. And all of our designs are actually hand painted as well. So there's no stamps, there's no stencils. And that's what makes each piece so special, is because no two are exactly the same. They're all similar, but they're not exactly the same. So you get your one of a kind unique piece.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I love art. And
do I.
Yes, I love art, and I've done art throughout my entire life.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I'm not much of a 3D artist.
Oh,
I've done ceramics before with oh my gosh, Sonia Forte with Studio 43.
Okay.
She's a much smaller operation than Emerson Creek, of course, but it's so rewarding to see it come together.
Yeah,
and I think it's really cool, like with Emerson Creek, when you go there, you see like snippets of the things behind the scenes, but the farmhouse with everything at the store is just, it's so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Really
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course.
And the products last a long time because I still have the flower pot that I bought all those years ago.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's definitely time to come back and get a matching flower pot.
Yes, it is.
For sure. Well, I know that going out to Emerson Creek, it can be a bit of a trek for people. So can you purchase items online as well? Or
yeah, so all of our, we call them first quality pieces, and they are available on our website, which is emersoncreekpottery.com. Our store that you mentioned is actually our pottery outlet store.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where our Studio Seconds and our overstock items are. Now, a Studio Second, it's going to have a small blemish that most people may not even notice, but we notice. And so it doesn't quite make that first quality cut. But they're still beautiful functional pieces in the outlet store. And then of course they're priced at outlet prices.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Well, I feel like whenever I've gone there, I've never seen any of the blemishes.
Oh, cool.
And it's all... No, I mean, I've never seen anything.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. It is, I mean, our team sees them, but unless you are really, really looking, sometimes they're hard to find, which is a good thing.
That's such an artist thing to say.
Yes.
The artist eye. Strive for perfection. Well, I'm curious. I know that everything is hand painted and hand casted and everything like that. How long does it typically take start to finish to start creating the product and then have it completely done and dried?
So that's a great question.
I know it probably varies with the size and everything.
It can vary. It generally takes about 1 week.
Okay.
So we actually create our pottery 2 different ways. So every piece that we sell begins with Jim Levitt. He goes into his studio and he thinks up his ideas, and then he gets his clay and he hand forms them. Once he is satisfied with the form, then our team of artisans actually duplicates it by one of 2 processes. One is called the ram press, and the other is called slip casting. Now, the difference between the 2 is the ram press is there's a mold that is shaped like the original. So say we're talking about a bowl, for example. There's a mold in the shape of a bowl, and our team of artisans takes a handful of clay, depending on what size piece they're working with, the size that they choose, and they place the clay into the press with the mold, and then they of course clean it up and they set it aside to let it dry a little bit before it's glazed and painted, and then once it goes into the kiln. But the slip casting is a different method that is used for items that have a spout or a handle, like a mug or a pitcher, and slip is actually the name for liquid clay. So the clay is actually poured into these forms, and then once it's dried, of course, taken out and moved on to the next process. So while we're not a big manufacturing company where everything is done by machine, each piece is actually made by one person. So it's a pretty cool process, but it does take about 1 week.
That is amazing.
Wow.
I feel like there are there's a lot of manufacturers in this area. It's one of our biggest industries, but it's really interesting to hear the unique process and product of every single business.
Right. It is, we're doing things the old fashioned way, I guess.
You really are.
Yeah. All of our pieces are also hand glazed. We actually mix our own clay on site.
Oh, cool.
And all of our materials are sourced from mines and distributors in North America.
Oh, cool.
And all of our materials are also non-toxic, and they are lead safe and cadmium safe, which is really important to a lot of people. It should be important to all of us when we're choosing the dinnerware we're eating from and the mugs we're drinking from, especially. So, and then all of our glazes are mixed on site as well.
Wow.
That is cool.
That is amazing. I don't know if I've ever met anybody that makes everything that they then use for their product.
Well, welcome to Emerson Creek Pottery.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
Of course. And you said that you have 6 artisans. Can you tell me a little bit about the process of finding them? If they come with the training, if they were just interested, if they were trained at Emerson Creek?
That's an excellent question. Unfortunately, I don't know the answer. I'm not part of that process. So, but I do know that each person there knows what they're doing. They're very skilled at their pottery work, and they definitely have talent.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. And for things that are coming up at Emerson Creek, I know that you guys have craft fairs.
We do.
Twice a year.
In the spring and fall.
Yes. I'm sure the fall one is coming up very soon.
It is. It's coming up on Saturday, November 9th.
Oh, wow.
So,
2 weeks.
Yeah, not even 2 weeks, actually, at this point. And we're really excited. We have over 20 hand-picked artisans that are from Bedford County and the region, Roanoke, maybe Lynchburg. And each person is selling stuff that they have made by hand. So
cool.
we don't do like the MLMs at our markets or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But because we pride ourselves in hand making our items, we want to highlight people in the community that are also making their items. So we're really excited. We've got, some woodworkers and some jewelry makers, soap, handmade soaps, and all kinds of things. So it's going to be happening on Saturday, November 9th, and it's at our location, which is 1068 Pottery Lane in Bedford. We're over in the rolling hills of Bedford, not in town, but it is a little bit of a drive, but you know what? It's beautiful this time of year. The fall foliage is happening. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So we especially enjoy this market each year. And the spring market is always fun too, but this time of year, the drive is just beautiful going through Bedford County. So we're going to have the Bedford Humane Society with us, and they come each year and they bring Santa Claus.
Oh, awesome.
And so Santa will be with us from 10 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. And he's available for photos with children or with cats or dogs. And this is a fundraiser for the Bedford Humane Society. So all of the funds, it costs $15 to have a photo taken with Santa. And all of the funds raised goes directly to helping the animals at the Humane Society. So again, he is leaving at 1 o'clock, and the market goes on till 2. So I want to make sure that people know about that. So it's always a good time, and the kids always love being with Santa. And it's always so cute to see, especially when people bring their kids and their pets.
Sure.
Yeah. So if possible, I think they are planning on bringing some adoptable pets as well. I do know they have some kittens, and they're going to see about bringing a few dogs. They're not sure. I mean, it's still almost 2 weeks away.
Things are always changing.
Yes, which is good. We want those pets to be adopted. So we'll see, but they plan on bringing some adoptable pets as well. And then we have a food vendor is going to be Ferguson Family Provisions. They make all kinds of like seafood, po' boy sandwiches, and just really all kinds of delicious things. And then we're going to have a drink vendor from Roanoke joining us, and that's Kind Brew Coffee Company, and she makes all those yummy lattes, and she also makes different lemonades, like lemonades with candy in them. So yeah, it sounds really delicious, and I'm probably going to try lemonade because I'm not a coffee drinker, but we're thankful that they're going to be joining us. And then of course, our outlet store is there on site. And one of the things that people seem to really enjoy about our markets is that we have something called a passport to pottery savings. And it's a postcard that we create, and we list all of our artisan vendors on the postcard. And when people arrive, they receive one. And as they go into each person's tent and view their wares, the artisan, excuse me, will sign, they'll initial their passport. And so the more signatures that you get on the passport, the more savings you can receive in our outlet store. So for example, if you visit 5 vendors, you receive an extra 5% off, or 10 vendors is 10%. And then all the vendors is 20% off. And now that's 20% off of our outlet pricing. So it really is savings upon savings. And people really use this time especially to shop for Christmas gifts, and not only with our vendors because they're handmade items, but in our pottery outlet store as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. That sounds like an amazing event.
Yeah, it really is fun. I hope that you guys are able to make it.
Yeah,
I know. I'm like already thinking about my calendars.
Yeah,
like, I have to go.
Yes, and then also the event ends at 2 p.m., but our outlet store is actually open until 4 p.m. And so from 2 to 4, if you're not able to make it to the event, you can still come out between 2 and 4, and everything in the outlet store will be 20% off during those hours between 2 and 4. Yeah, on November 9th only.
I also love the passport idea.
Thank you so much.
I think that's such a great way to like support the people that are coming to this event even further.
It really is. You know, we took a chance on it the first time, and we weren't sure how it was going to go, because what if the vendors are busy and they don't have time to sign the passports, or what if the people are intimidated to ask, for signatures? But we took a chance on it, and truly everyone, the vendors and the market guests, all just talked about how great it was and how much fun. And it, for someone who's an introvert who may be shopping at the event, it's a really good opportunity. It's a really good reason to step into a tent. Most people might just like walk by and view from out there in the walkway. Like, is there anything I might like? But this gives people a chance to walk in and really view the things, while they're at the event. So, and then vendors, of course, like it because it gives them an opportunity to talk to people while they're at the event. So I don't know why, but during these market events, sometimes people just get shy and they don't really want to walk in towards the tables. I don't know.
Well, I think it can be a little overwhelming.
It can be.
And it's like, you're so excited to be there, but then there's like, people mobbing all the great stalls and you're like, do I wait? Do I continue on?
Right.
And I think also it's one of those remnants from 2020.
Oh,
we've kind of forgotten how to speak to one another in some ways, and we're getting better at it.
Right.
And more and more people are coming to events and going out there and putting themselves out there. But if you talk to Erica McFadden, who's the market manager for the Bedford Farmers Market, one of the biggest things that her and her husband Steve have really tried to do with the market is make it not only successful for the small business owners that are coming there, but also get people there to feel a sense of community, to interact with one another, to have conversations.
Right. Yeah.
And not just about buying, but buying certainly doesn't hurt at all.
Right. Right. And actually, speaking of that, in order to receive a signature from our vendors, you do not need to make a purchase with them. You just need to go up and see what they have and ask for a signature. And they're expecting it. Most of the time they have their hand out being like, do you want me to sign that? And so it's really fun and easy. And I wanted to add on that. I mean, I'm an extrovert, but I think that in craft or event markets, even I find myself being a little bit shy to go into someone's booth or up to their table because there is that little bit of intimidation. Like, are they going to like really try to talk me into buying something? Like I'm on a budget, that sort of thing. And so there's like that little bit of intimidation, but I've never seen that at our markets. Our vendors are very cool and they know that their craft is a good craft, but maybe it's not for everybody, and it just takes people seeing it to go, this is for me, or maybe this isn't. But we really have a wonderful group of artisans, and we have some that come back year after year, and then we have some new ones each year. So, and you mentioned the Bedford Farmers Market, so we actually have a couple of vendors that sell there as well.
Really?
Yeah, Keitha's Artful Garden.
I was about to, when you said the handmade soaps earlier, I was going to ask if Keitha was there.
Yeah, she's there. We also have a second handmade soap, Ballard Soap Company is going to be there as well. And then the other one who sells at the Bedford Farmers Market is Nana's Nifty Crafts.
Yes.
Yeah, she makes all kinds of sewn items, whether that's a bowl cozy or bags. I saw, oh my goodness, she makes this cool crayon holder that's made out of fabric. So,
I love that.
Yeah, a lot of neat materials and a lot of things that you're not going to be able to find in the big box stores.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. I'm really excited for this, and I hope that we're able to go.
Yes, I hope me too. Come out. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think this is another, like you said earlier, like fall is so much more fun than spring in some ways. And I feel like it's not just the beauty. I feel like people are getting so excited for the holidays.
That's true.
And I always try to start gift shopping early.
Oh, me too.
But it never,
Me too.
it never really works out. Like I try to start, but then I don't know. I always find myself looking for gifts at the last minute.
Yeah.
But it's so fun to go to these things and enjoy it for the experience, but also start to get ahead on purchasing those items for your loved ones. So is there anything that you're really excited about from Emerson Creek?
Yeah. So my husband and I were actually in the process of picking our next dinnerware set.
Nice.
Yes. We've been married for 7 years. And when we got married, we both just kind of like, I had dishes and he had dishes. And we now have a cabinet full of dishes that don't match. And so I've been trying to figure out which set of dishes that I want from Emerson Creek. I know I want Emerson Creek dishes. Like I have seen them. I've felt them. They all have a really nice weight to them, really good sizes. But there is a collection in particular that I love, and it's called the Brookline collection. And it comes in a variety of glazes. And the hardest part really is actually picking which color glaze I want. So, I should say the color glaze we want. However, my husband has generously said, pick whatever you want. So, me being the picky one, I'm going, okay, well, which color do I want? And honestly, one of the cool things about Emerson Creek is that you can get all matching dishes, or you can mix and match the different colors.
Oh, I love that.
So I'm in the process of figuring out which one, but that's my next purchase.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
too many options.
I don't know if it's too many. It's just that I like them all.
Yeah, too. Well, that's not a bad
No,
thing
it's
either.
not. It's not. So we will probably wind up having one of each color because it is hard to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question. You may not know the answer.
Okay.
Does Emerson Creek take custom orders?
It depends. They don't take custom orders just for one
Yes.
item.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something custom, for several of the same thing, for maybe your business or something, you can give us a call and work that out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And also I wanted to mention a moment ago, you talked about last minute Christmas gifts.
Mm-hmm.
One of the neat things on our website, we actually have e-gift cards. So if it is December 24th, 23rd, and you're like, oh no, I haven't found that perfect gift for grandma or whatever, just come on over to our website, emersoncreekpottery.com, and you can purchase an e-gift card, which is emailed to you.
Nice.
You can print it out, put it in grandma's card, and there you go. So, and then she can pick out what she wants.
That is a really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a
so
good
convenient.
Yes, it's really convenient.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm taking notes right now.
Okay, that's great.
Well, I think this has been an amazing conversation. I feel like I've learned so much about Emerson Creek.
Good. We really want the public to know that you're welcome to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Our pottery is not open to the public, but our outlet store is open to the public. We're open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. But I do want to note that during January to March, our winter season, we're only open on Fridays and Saturdays.
Gotcha.
And that's also 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But, in our outlet store, we do have our Smith Mountain Lake painted designs that you mentioned earlier. And that's actually only available in our outlet store. Yeah. And that's a really popular one among the locals. And then we also offer our Peaks of Otter. Saying pottery a lot. Peaks of Otter design as well, and of course, people around here really love that too. So, and then the tourists that come to the lake like to pick up a piece of both of those whenever they're in town too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of the Emerson Creek pottery sold at different locations, not just at the outlet store, but around the area.
Yeah, it's sold around the area. And I mean, we even have businesses, like in New York that are selling our pieces.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really been neat to see, the pieces, going out to different states.
I think it's so special.
It is.
I mean, not only is everything being handmade all the way start to finish, and it's not a short process either, but it's everywhere. And I think it's so essential to the spirit of Bedford.
That's right. Yeah.
So
it is amazing that here we are in Bedford County, Virginia, and these pieces from our pottery are known internationally.
Yes.
It's really cool. Really,
it's incredible.
Really cool. Yeah. So we do hope that those who are local to Bedford or visiting Bedford will come out and see for yourselves.
Well, amazing.
I know.
Is there anything else you'd like to add for us this morning?
No, I think that's it. But I do want to thank you once again for having me out today and letting us promote our market and our pottery pieces. And we really, really appreciate, this opportunity, and we appreciate being part of the chamber. We've been part of the chamber for several years.
Yes. Well, we love having you guys be part of the chamber.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad that you took the time today to come out and join us.
Certainly.
Especially with your long drive.
Yes, I did drive an hour to be here, but it was worth it. I'm really, really having a good time. So thank you.
Well, incredible. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah.
Well, Jennifer, is there anything you'd like to add?
I don't have anything else.
Well, lovely. I'll go ahead and wrap it on up then.
Okay.
Well, if you guys want to get in touch with the chamber, you can find us online at bedfordareachamber.com, and our very well used phone number is 540-586-9401. On our website is all of the information about our history, our mission, and the perks of becoming a member. But we also have an amazing full directory of our membership, which is helpful for finding all sorts of great things in the region, including Emerson Creek Pottery. But that's all for today. Thanks so much for listening, and keep an ear out for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.